Our proposal for the Gender Project is as follows. We intend to recognize not only the influence that gender has on online dating success, but also look further into the certain physical characteristics that society has deemed more attractive in both males and females. Oftentimes, it is assumed that it is the male's responsibility to be proactive and take the first step in dating. This includes engaging in conversation, asking the other person out on a date, and sometimes paying for meals. My friends have discussed relationships where the male who is less in charge is regarded as being whipped. This concept discourages males from taking the back seat and lessening control. We came across a study conducted by Elite Daily, which is an online news platform, wherein a male, who was named Brian, and a female, who was named Brianna, each created a fake account with the same bio, and swiped right 1,000 times without paying any attention to the accounts they were liking. After one day, Brian had accrued 269 matches and 28 messages in his inbox, whereas Brianna had 701 matches and 378 messages awaiting reply. We decided we would recreate this experiment to see whether or not the study had been some sort of fluke, and in doing so, we would pinpoint the differences between males and females in online dating. We created the same block experiment where the blocking agent was gender. In each subgroup, we had the male, me, Troy Prabenda, and the female, which was Lily Gagliano. Both Tinder profiles had different names, hers being Grace Miller and mine being Owen Hastings, but we had the same bio. Hey guys, message me. After 100 random swipes to ensure that the only variable in the experiment was gender, we waited 24 hours and checked our results. We discovered that Troy had 12 matches with 2 messages, while Lily had 69 matches and 35 messages. This sample Tinder data stems from our local region but represents the United States population as a whole. Some lurking variables or hidden factors that could have skewed our data were the ratio of people on Tinder and the physical characteristics between both test subjects. Because Tinder claims to have a 50-50 ratio, this clear disparity highlights the contrasting attitudes between males and females. Males generally swipe at everything and then select from their matches. Females, on the other hand, carefully choose between each profile. Also, women are more likely to scrupulously read the bios of the Tinder accounts, whereas men often like the female based solely on their attractiveness, not actually caring about their bio. These different strategies may be due in part to societal pressures. Women need to be selective in choosing partners because they don't want to appear promiscuous, while males are quite the opposite, and having a large list of sexual encounters is actually considered successful. Furthermore, we had mentioned earlier that men are often expected to be the initiator in a relationship, so they might feel more inclined to send a relationship to the matched female, whereas the female might hesitate from doing so. There is no doubt that these perceptions are applicable to our own lives, where we males feel instinctively obligated to engage the female. I myself have also heard many conversations that support the notion that men sometimes value appearance over all other details. There is no real solution to this conundrum, other than to make women more direct in approaching men, or to change what men value in their prospective partners. Both of these changes are not likely to occur anytime soon. Even in the virtual world, gender roles play a major part in our daily lives. Society is responsible for creating the categories that define us, such as our ethnicity, orientation, and gender. It is not always done knowingly, but it is because of these categories that people feel obligated to act or think a certain way. In regards to gender, there are hundreds of subtleties that separate male from female, as well as the many other sexes out there. And though these differences allow people to be unique from one another, they sometimes limit the freedoms of a particular gender because of the traits that the gender is expected to exhibit. Men are expected to do certain things and look a certain way. Women are expected to do other things and look an entirely different way. Online dating is no exception to this notion. Gender roles play a major part in the internet dating world.